To my dear students, in the chapter hypothalamus functions, that is, in the chapter of functions of hypothalamus, where I am going to discuss about very important function of hypothalamus, that is regulation of food intake. How hypothalamus regulates, or how the regulation of food intake takes place. This is very important concept, and hypothalamus play a very central role in it. Regulation of food intake. Hypothalamus is behaving like a gatekeeper in the control of food intake. Food intake or appetite में hypothalamus is behaving as a gatekeeper, or you can say it is behaving as a central, having the central function in it. How the food intake takes place, it is summarized in very simple, in one sentence in this. I try to explain you this, will try to explain you that the peripheral and central signals of energy balance, or the signals related to food intake, they act on hypothalamus, and subsequent communication between the hypothalamus and higher cortical centers and brainstem nuclei pertaining to hunger, satiety, food memory, rewarding aspects of food, emotions, and autonomic functions. So food intake is related with so many things. First important thing, the पहला important point, the first sentence में लिखा है, that is the peripheral and central signals of energy balance or signals related to food intake. Means hypothalamus receives the signals of energy balance or the signals related to food intake. जैसे यदि एनर्जी की कमी हो तो उस बात का सिग्नल, या कभी भूख लगी हो, या हमारे पेरिफेरल पोर्शन में जैसे हमारे स्टोमक में ये ऐसा कुछ खालीपन सा महसूस हो तो उसके भी सिग्नल. सो आइदर सेंट्रल सिग्नल, या कोई अच्छी चीज़ आपने देख ली और खाने में जो मेमोरी के हिसाब से, फूड मेमोरी के हिसाब से, या ऐसा लगा कि उसका स्वाद अच्छा है, रिवार्डिंग एस्पेक्ट से, तो इन सब के हिसाब से भी बहुत सारे सिग्नल हमारे हाइपोथैलेमस में आते हैं. हाइपोथैलेमस कम्युनिकेट करते हैं हायर कॉर्टिकल सेंटर से और ब्रेन स्टेम के न्यूक्लियाई से, और फिर उसे कम्युनिकेट करते हैं आइदर हंगर या सेटाइटी, फूड मेमोरी और रिवार्डिंग एस्पेक्ट्स ऑफ फूड. Also, emotions and autonomic functions are related with the food. So this is a very central theme of the hypothalamic role in the regulation of food intake. And very early studies on the hypothalamus has found that lateral hypothalamus, lateral nucleus of hypothalamus is called as hunger center, and the ventromedial hypothalamus is called as satiety center. So on that aspects, the two important centers have been identified in the regulation of food intake, and both are related in the hypothalamus, that is the lateral and the ventromedial process. So feeding center, or you can say the hunger center, is basically the lateral hypothalamic nuclei. Their stimulation increases food intake, and its destruction causes anorexia, that is loss of hunger. कभी कभी ऐसा होता है, that is related to the feeding center destruction. This is known by, this experiment is done on the lower animals, and by that it has been observed that कि lower animal में वो इंजुरी करके देखा गया hypothalamus के lateral hypothalamus को, and it was found that it is that rat, or basically they become anorexic. Satiety center, satiety means the feeling of fulfillment after food intake. कभी कभी खाना खाने के बाद या हम हमारे को एक संतुष्टि की एक एहसास होता है, that is the feeling of fulfillment. Its center is located in the ventromedial nucleus of hypothalamus. Its stimulation causes fulfillment so that you stop the food intake. its destruction of this area leads to hyperphagia. So feeding center destruction leads to anorexia, whereas satiety center destruction leads to hyperphagia. On that way, but later on, nowadays, so many neurotransmitters and hormones have been identified which are having the role in feeding and these centers are called as orexins, which are increasing the food intake, and decreases the satiety. So the centers which are increases the intake of food is called as orexin. Increases the intake of food. So the ऐसे सेंटर जो कि फूड इंटेक को बढ़ाता है, that is called as orexins. Examples of orexins are ghrelin. Ghrelin is a hormone that is released by the stomach. Basically, it sends the stomach is empty, so that it sends the signal to the hypothalamus, and from there the person is taking the food accordingly. Another molecules have been identified are called as AGRP, agouti related proteins. Then neuropeptide Y. It is called as central neurotransmitter that is responsible for the intake of food, increased intake of food. Then there are two types of orexins has been identified. These orexins has been called as hypocretins. These orexins are called as hypoproteins. This orexin also having the role in the our we know in the sleep. Uh, it is also called a sleep molecule. It is having also the role in the orexins, having the role in the influencing the feeding and satiety sectors. Another molecules has been identified as beta endorphin. Then galanin, we know it is a inhibitory neurotransmitter, inhibit the satiety center. Beta endorphin, you know, it is basically released after exercise, after physical exercise, and so it leads to the more intake of food. Another molecule is a melanin concentrating hormone called as MCH. These molecules, this set of molecules are called as orexins. Another set of molecules which are having inhibitory effect on the anorexins. Anorexins that are having the inhibitory effect on the intake of food. The set of molecules, these group of molecules are, number one is the leptin. Leptin is a very well known nowadays, very important molecule that is identified as a molecule that leads to decreased intake of food, and so it is identified, it is thought as this molecule can be used for the treatment of obesity, so that for obese molecule if the leptin somehow can be given to the person, obese person, and if somebody having the decreased intake of food leads to that, and obesity a very common epidemic in the different, it is a very common disease, it is now identified as a disease, can be treated. Other than that, there is alpha MSH, melanocyte stimulating hormone. Then CART, CART, that is the cocaine amphetamine related transcripts. Then insulin, insulin we know it is the utilizing the glucose. It is also having the role in the decreasing the food intake and the having the role in the satiety. Then cholecystokinin, that is the we know it is the GI hormone, basically gastrointestinal. Then peptide YY, uh, then CRH is the corticotropin releasing hormone. CGRP is the calcitonin gene related peptide. Then glucagon is also defined, oxytocin and somatostatin. So there are so many molecules which are identified as anorexin. So there are two different set of molecules. One is called orexin, another is anorexin. जब इन सभी मॉलिक्यूल्स के मैकेनिज्म ऑफ एक्शन के बारे में जब पढ़ा गया, then it was found that it is not only acting on the hunger or the satiety center, but they are acting on some other places in the hypothalamus. And it is identified that in the hypothalamus there are some, and arcuate nucleus is identified as the main hypothalamic area that controls the food intake. Why arcuate nucleus? Because at this area there is blood-brain barrier is relatively incomplete. So it allows the peripheral signals to gain access to the CNS. So the arcuate nucleus is identified as the gateway. So the lateral hypothalamus or the ventromedial hypothalamus, that is the hunger or satiety centers, they are not directly sensing the neurotransmitters from directly from this, but rather the arcuate nucleus, they receive the main signal. Neurons, there are two sets of neurons in the arcuate nucleus. One is called as neuron containing neuropeptide Y and AGRP. So there are the central neurotransmitters, central molecules, which are called as the neuropeptide Y and agouti related peptide AGRP. That we have seen in the previous table, that NPY and AGRP both are in the same set, that is related to the increasing the food intake. That is, you can see in the previous slide also. Its activation causes the food intake. So जब the peripheral signals when come to the arcuate nucleus come to the AGRP, that come to this set of neurons, the activation of this set of neurons, basically they release either NPY or AGRP or both, and that causes the enhancing the food intake. Another set of neuron is the POMC, that is pro-opiomelanocorticotropin. So there are the two set of neurons in the arcuate nucleus. One group that increases the food intake. Another group is the anorexogenic, that decreases the food intake. So arcuate nucleus contains the two. The arcuate nucleus is the main gateway that regulates the peripheral signals. And this is the diagram showing you that activation of these two set of neurons, that is basically the NPY and AGRP and the agouti related peptide, and also there is a separate NPY neuron in the arcuate nucleus. So hypothalamus के arcuate nucleus में ये होते हैं, और ये peripheral signals, they send the signals to the different portions of the body. Basically they send the signals to the energy balances, they sense the bone mass and the basically the growth and development, hepatic glucose transmission, utilization and other activities in the body. It has been identified that insulin is having the central role in that, and insulin receptors has been identified in this set of neurons, and accordingly that the role of insulin. Similarly, leptin, that जो कि हमने पढ़ा, leptin is also having, ghrelin is also having the receptors in this set of neurons. Study more details regarding that. The axons of arcuate nucleus, they project to the other areas of hypothalamus. They do not, they sense the information from the different peripheral aspects, that is about the energy balance, about the bone mass, about the hepatic glucose utilization, about the insulin signals, insulin release from that, about the blood glucose signals. So similarly, so arcuate nucleus, then from the arcuate nucleus, the neurons project to the other portions of the hypothalamus, and these portions are identified as paraventricular nuclei, because it has been identified the destruction of paraventricular nuclei leads to hyperphagia. Another nuclei is the ventromedian nuclei, that is, you also know, it is also called as the our satiety center. और then there is a dorsomedial nucleus, dorsomedial nucleus को भी project करता है, and lateral hypothalamic area, that we know it is called the hunger center. So arcuate and perifornical area, fornix के पास के surrounding area. So arcuate nucleus से different portions of the हाइपोथैलेमिक न्यूक्लियाई में सिग्नल जाते हैं. So arcuate nuclei, they sense the signals, outsider signals, that is via the incomplete blood-brain barrier, and from there they send the signal to the different portions of the hypothalamus, to the lateral hypothalamus, to the paraventricular nucleus, to dorsomedial, ventromedial nucleus, and from there the signals from the different portions of the nucleus of the hypothalamus, the nucleus, the signal come to different signal that come to the brain stem, and they via the autonomic nervous system, via the sympathetic autonomic nervous system, they controls the activities, controls the our adipose tissue balance, as well as the behavior related to the food. So this is the basically the whole circle, that is you can see the detection of the signals from the blood, then they go to the via the cross the blood-brain barrier, reach at the arcuate nucleus, from there to the different portions of the hypothalamus. From the hypothalamus the brain stem is sensed. In brain stem we will discuss, it is mainly the vagus we will come part in this part. There is other few nuclei also that they participate, and from there the efferent signals they come to the periphery and be regulating the food intake and this. So this is basically the whole circle, or you can say the whole feedback mechanism. This is the same diagram that I showed you in the previous picture, that you can see here that the signal input signal goes to the arcuate nucleus, there is integration of the signal, from there goes to the brain stem, and it is the efferent part, and from there is the signal. So this is basically the whole circle of it. So, and by this way the food intake or the energy balance homeostasis is maintained. So energy balance or the food intake homeostasis is maintained in this way. So hypothalamus is the integration center of this homeostasis of food intake or the energy balance. Hypothalamus is controlled. This is showing you how the peripheral signals, basically the ghrelin and leptin, and this is much simplified diagram showing you the same the food homeostasis signals, and that in that there are the two very important signals has been shown. Basically one signal is the ghrelin, that I told you it is related to our stomach, released from the stomach and released, and the another signal is the leptin. Leptin basically they stimulate the POMC neurons, and ghrelin. So leptin is basically acting on the PMC set of neurons, and the ghrelin is acting on the AGRP card group of neurons. That POMC set of neuron is stimulation that leads to, they causes the increased satiety, because they are acting on this satiety neuron. Whereas the and this AGRP set of neuron, they basically they increases the feeding acting on the satiety. So this is showing you basically the arcuate nucleus and how they receive the signals and what are the components. This is the diagram showing you the impulse, how the food intake homeostasis takes place, and this is the simplistic diagram showing you how the various components of this. You can notice here that the food intake regulation is sensed by the hedonic inputs, like the inputs related to our the memory choice, food memory choice, environmental influence, taste and appearance of food also are having role, some emotional factors. They act via the higher cortical center, and that is through the limbic system. They act on the hypothalamus. There is the another signals, that is basically, this is called the central signal. So the central signal of the food, they act via the and now there is a lot of, you can see, these are called the peripheral signals. What are the peripheral signals that we can notice? Peripheral signals. Peripheral signals are basically that can be adipose tissue. They release a molecule called leptin. Pancreas, they release a lot of molecules like the insulin, pancreatic polypeptide, amylin, glucagon. They also they also goes and act on the arcuate nucleus. They are from the ileum and colon, that is the our GI alimentary canal. There are few molecules are released like PYY, OXM, and the peptide YY, OXM, orexin type of molecules, and the GLP-1. Then that is from the duodenum, you can see that is the CCK is released. From the stomach, that is ghrelin is released. They all are joining the same lines, you can see here, and they go and act on the hypothalamic cavity. There is also some vagal afferents. They also act via the brain stem, and they also reach the signals. So these are the various signals of this homeostatic. Regarding the role of brain stem in food intake, I want to just add a few points regarding the role of brain stem in food intake. Brain stem is sensing basically the energy balance and modulation of food intake, that is its afferent way. That is, brain stem act like a sensor of the, and through which the vagal afferents, they basically they sense and the food intake and thus regulates the movement. And for that there is the, in medulla there is a dorsal vagal complex, DVC. It is the main component of the brain stem, responsible for facilitating the communication between peripheral signals and hypothalamic nucleus. So the dorsal vagal nucleus ये कम्युनिकेट करते हैं पेरिफेरल सिग्नल्स ऑफ फूड इंटेक को और साथ में हाइपोथैलेमिक न्यूक्लियस। डोर्सल वेगल कॉम्प्लेक्स के तीन डिफरेंट कंपोनेंट्स आइडेंटिफाई किए गए हैं, that is made up of nucleus tractus solitarius, area postrema, and the dorsal vagal nucleus. This area postrema is situated outside the blood-brain barrier. ये blood-brain barrier के outside है, ये हमारे peripheral signals को. In this diagram, you can also notice there are different inputs that has been shown in the previous picture. That is, there are the inputs from the hedonic input acting on our forebrain, then released from the adipose tissue. There are the set of molecules like the bilastine, adiponectin, resistin, and leptin. These are called as the adipokines. These are basically the brain, the signals which are acting through the brain stem. Then basically the pancreatic hormones like the different set of molecules, and the GIT molecules, what is from this. These all signals, they all signals from the different portions of bodies, and they act on the basically the arcuate nucleus, and they through this, and this is basically the balance of the. So vagal nerve afferents, they carry the sensory information relaying hunger and satiety from the gut directly to the nucleus tractus solitarius, and thus they regulate the increased meal size. Area postrema, they receive the metabolic signals of the energy balance, basically the hormones and nutrients carried by the blood directly, because there is absence of the complete blood-brain barrier. I told you that it is basically, it is outside the blood-brain barrier. Efferent pathways is that the hypothalamus stimulates to the dorsal vagal nucleus, from there to the efferent vagal output, and they alter the gastric emptying, they alter the gastric motility and pancreatic. So in this way, you can see the brain stem is having the both role, that is through the vagal afferents as well as the vagal efferent pathways. Efferent pathways, because you know the vagus is supplying our stomach, our pancreas, our liver, so they affect the gastric emptying, gastric motility, pancreatic secretions as well as the liver enzymes. So in this way, the brain stem helps in the regulation of food intake. So till now we have discussed about the role of hypothalamus, role of brain stem, and then in that we also discussed about the various efferent and efferent pathways. In the hypothalamus, I told you that there is the role of arcuate nucleus having the two set of neurons, POMC, and there is another set of neurons called AGRP, NPY group of neurons. So and there is the hunger and satiety center. There is a different set of molecules called the neurotransmitters which can modulate the hunger and now coming to some points regarding the hedonic mechanism and the corticolimbic pathways that controls the appetite and food intake. This is basically the visual, smell and taste signals. कभी कभी हमें फूड कुछ देख के हमारी भूख ज़्यादा लग जाती है या कुछ अच्छे स्मेल सूंघ के फूड का उससे भी या हमने जो टेस्ट सिग्नल कभी थोड़ा सा खाते हैं और फिर हमें लगता है कि और खाना चाहिए सो कभी कभी ये सिग्नल्स दीज सिग्नल्स ओवरराइड द सैटिस्फैक्टरी सिग्नल्स कभी कभी हमें भूख नहीं भी लगा होता है वो फुलफिल भी हो गया है उसके बावजूद भी these signals either the visual smell or the taste signals they override the satiety signals to maintain the food intake despite the neutral or even positive energy balance so this hedonic mechanism has very important role because they override the satiety signal so these signals can cause overeating इसकी वजह से आप ओवर ईटिंग कर सकते हैं इसकी वजह से दैट कैन लीड्स टू ओबेसिटी ये आपको ओबेसिटी करवा सकता है सो दिस सिग्नल्स बेसिकली नॉट द बेसिक दिस सिग्नल्स आर ओवरराइडिंग एंड फॉर दैट इट इज बेसिकली द आवर लिम्बिक सिस्टम इज रिस्पांसिबल these sensory signals are conveyed from the NTS nucleus tractus solitarius in the brain stem to the corticolimbic reward centers and that ये लिम्बिक सिस्टम में जो रिवार्ड सेंटर है उनको जाकर के अफेक्ट करते हैं बेसिकली एंड देन इम्प्लीकेटेड इन द एपेटाइट प्रोसेस सो दिस इज बेसिकली द रोल ऑफ द हेडोनिक मैकेनिज्म इन इस मैकेनिज्म के अंदर देयर आर फ्यू न्यूरोट्रांसमीटर्स हैव बीन आइडेंटिफाइड लाइक डोपामिन सेरोटोनिन opioids and norepinephrine these neurotransmitters are involved in signaling within this mechanism there is some mnemonic representation for the experience of food mnemonic representation क्या जो हमारी की मेमोरी में रह गया हमने कुछ अच्छा खाया और फिर बाद में याद आया कि चलो फिर से खाते हैं so that is basically called mnemonic representation of experience with food it is basically the past experience with a specific food हम कभी कभी कुछ खाने के लिए एक पर्टिकुलर दूर के डिस्टेंस में चले जाते हैं या दैट इज या हम कुछ कोई पर्टिकुलर चीज को ही ज्यादा बार बार बनाते हैं और उसे खाते हैं सो इट इज आल्सो रेगुलेट टू द कंट्रीब्यूटर टू द इंक्रीज या कंटिन्यूड कंजम्पशन overriding the satiety signals overriding the energy balance so these are all important points regarding the regulation of food intake thank you all. For the mnemonic representation of experience with food, the orbitofrontal cortex that receives